What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today we're going to be taking a look at the LR INT GINYU slash GINYU Force unit that we have here that just dropped over here on the global side. So they are a yellow coin banner LR, so they do have pity and everything like that. And of course on the global side we did have premium tickets that you could purchase as well to do the summons for this unit. So we are going to be doing this video obviously as a 55% showcase, link level 1 and everything. So want to run them in a couple of different events, check them out on a couple of different teams and kind of see, how well they're going to work with, the majority of their passive activated. And then also if we have to change it up a little bit and run them on a team where their passive may not be active. So let's see what kind of differences that we can get out of this unit. So let's hop into our first event and check them out. All right, guys, so we are here in our first event. I figure we can run them on a full GINYU Force team. And we are bringing 2 AGL GINYUs as our leaders. So that way we can get a nice 200% lead for the GINYU here. So unfortunately we did get him in the second rotation. So we'll just go ahead and get out of here real quick so we can go to the next turn, so that way we can actually get the units out so we can check them out. Now, with them being a yellow coin LR, they are a GINYU Force or special pose category key for 150%, which is pretty typical for a yellow coin LR. On their 12 key super, they greatly raise defense for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to the enemy. They stun the enemy. And then they have a 50% chance of the super attack transforming and attack being greatly raised for 1 turn. Power will increase more if super attack level reaches 20. And then they also have another part of their super attack, which greatly raises attack. First, let's check this out. All right, they have a really cool intro, by the way. So, with GINYU here, they do have multiple super attacks. Now, they have one that is like melee based, or I'm sorry, weapon based. And then they have another one that is blast based. And I believe that it is that melee based attack? I want. Yeah, so that's like a melee based attack. So yeah, so they have multiple supers. One of them greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage, stuns the enemy, and has a 50% chance to transform, and the attack gets increased by increased for 1 turn. And then the other one is greatly stacks attack, causes colossal damage to the enemy, has a 50% chance of the super attack transforming and defense being greatly raised for the rest of battle. Power will increase more if super attack level reaches 20. And then they have an 18 key, which massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, and raises allies attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. So obviously we had the entrance animation that activated. When that happens, we get key plus 3, 150% attack and defense, and we launch an additional super attack for the rest of battle, and all allies attack and defense plus 25%, this unit excluded, for 3 turns from the character's entry turn when there are 5 or more special pose category allies on the team upon the character's entry. So we are running a full GINYU Force team, so we are getting the full special pose category buff here. They get 2 key, 150% attack and defense. They guard all attacks, and attacks are effective against all types when all allies attacking in the same turn are special pose category characters. So this unit really wants to be ran on like a GINYU Force team, essentially. He reduces damage received by 7% up to 35% before attacking, and a chance of performing a crit plus 7% up to 35% when attacking per special pose category ally on the team. So we have a full team of special pose units, so we are getting the full 35% buff here for critical hit. And we are getting 35% damage reduction before we actually super, because we have the full special pose category team. Then they also give special pose category allies 25% attack and defense for 2 turns with an INT or rainbow key sphere obtained. Just one. That's all you need to do, is just 1 rainbow orb or 1 INT orb. And then they get an additional 50% attack and defense within the same turn with a type key sphere obtained. INT excluded. So they can either give like the special pose category allies 25% attack and defense for 2 turns, or they can basically give themselves 50% attack and defense, but only for the same turn if we get a type key sphere that's not INT. So for this one, let's go with the INT orbs since we are already here. So actually, you know what? I'm wondering if you get the rainbow, if we go here and we get the rainbow orbs and the AGL orbs, does the rest of the rotation also get a buff? Let me look. Let's grab these first. They do. Okay, so right there, we're giving the allies 25% attack and defense for 2 turns, and then we're giving ourselves 50% attack and defense. Now, we got 6 out of 7 links active. Obviously, the only one we don't have active is legendary power, and we are obviously linked up with GINYU himself. So we're sitting at what, 327k defense, not too bad. So let's get this first attack in. So don't forget that we also have 35% damage reduction right here. Okay, so nothing. So 8.8 million. That's not too bad. So we do like a nice little 8.8 million. Yeah, so we got 5.7 million additional. So that's the one that's stunned. So with us getting the stun in there, we greatly raised our defense for 1 turn. Now, we do also have an active skill here. You get 25% attack and defense in battle, and all allies get a 15% attack and defense in battle. It can be activated when all allies are GINYU Force category characters starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, or when all allies are special pose category allies starting from the 5th turn from the character's entry turn. So we do have so we can give like a pretty massive buff to ourselves, because that's for the rest of battle. And you know, we support our allies and we support ourselves, which is like two massive things of this GINYU unit. Now, the categories that we're on is GINYU Force, Special Pose, Planet Namek Saga, Space Traveling Warrior, Terrifying Conquerors, Joint Forces, and Dragon Ball Seekers. Realistically, the fact that they're kind of limited to a Special Pose team does kind of hurt a little bit, because at that point you may as well just run them on a full like GINYU Force team, just because that's where you'll get the most out of this unit. I mean, granted, you can run them on, you know, on a Special Pose team, especially because we have, you know, INT Go Tanks. He just got his Easy A. We have AGL, Gamma 2. We got the Tech LR Ribrianne, Kakunsa, and Rosie. Obviously, we have like the LR here. You know, just stuff of that sort. So we can actually pop our active here. We can actually get it early. So let's go ahead and just pop this. All right, so we gave ourselves a 25% buff right there. We got 25% attack and defense, and then all allies are getting 15% attack and defense for the rest of battle. So of course here we want to get one solid orb and one rainbow orb right here. So we'll do this, get ourselves a full 24 key. The rest of the team doesn't really matter what we get for them. But we are also getting support. So 11 million. Don't forget, we are getting support from the LR, the physical LR GINYU Force team. So we did get some support right there. 7.1 million, 55%. So I'd say he's a pretty good unit. Again, the only problem is he's very limited to special pose slash, in my opinion, GINYU Force team. Like, I think that's probably where I'll mainly run him, is on a GINYU Force team. Now, granted, we could, honestly, you can still run him in other places because he does still support. He does still support essentially with his active skill. And then if you do have a couple special pose characters maybe on the team, he still does have that support buff as well. So the unit himself is not, it's not like a dead unit or anything of that sort, but I think the fact that you are very, very limited to where you can use him is going to be kind of like their own downfall, essentially. But the thing is so they do have like the multiple super attacks, and I believe it's let me see if I can actually find where it is. I don't remember who had posted it before, but I remember looking at it, and it's a certain key that you have to actually get. And when you get that certain key, the super attack will actually change. I want to say, I think it's like 17 key or maybe 18 key. It's like a very, very specific amount that you need to get. Let me see here. We can do it like this. So let's see if we get this right here. This will give the support buff. So we will have all 7 links active right here. So 432k defense. And we are getting support from the tech GINYU Force as well. So we got a little bit of support here and there. We got full links active. But I am really curious. I do want to find the his super attack effect. Now the problem is going to be trying to figure out where I can find it, because I don't remember offhand exactly where it is. Especially because GINYU had come out like so long ago too. Especially on like I think I've seen it when JP had released this unit. So trying to go back to like when they came out is going to be a little bit difficult. But we'll see if we can find it. Problem is we might not be able to. Let's see. Maybe the wiki has it. It's kind of hard to figure it out, but I'm still checking. While we're doing all this, I'm still checking in the background. Now, again, the GINYU unit himself, it's a good unit, but the fact that you have to run him essentially on like a special post team is kind of like the only thing that's going to hurt him. Now, granted, on global, we are actually getting the tech Super Saiyan 3 Super Easy A for Go Tanks, and so that does help, you know, GINYU's team here and like his value on the team, because Go Tanks is on special pose, so that helps him out. But I know we were all like super worried about it, because when they announced that he was coming and we did not have the Super Easy A for Go Tanks yet, we were just like, well, this is kind of just like a dead release. Even though I guess realistically it kind of still is a little bit in a sense, but you know, it kind of is what it is. Okay, so I found it here. So for so if you get 12 to 14 key, that's where you get the greatly raised defense for 1 turn, the colossal damage to the enemy, the stunning, and a 50% chance of the super attack transforming and the attack being greatly raised for 1 turn. And then 15 to 17 key greatly stacks attack and causes colossal damage to the enemy with a 50% chance of the super attack transforming and defense being greatly raised for the rest of battle. So that's where it is. So if you really want to stack attack, your sweet spot is at 15 to 17 key. So let's see if we can kind of get that and see if we can get it to like transform. So this should be what? That's like 18 key. We don't want that. Because the thing is I do want to still get a little bit of that support. But right here is 17 key. So I guess let's just get 17 key. We're not going to give support to the rotation, unfortunately. But I think it should be okay. I'm curious to see if like the super attack will transform. Well, I guess maybe not, because AGL GINYU is going to just do work instead. I guess I probably should have just put the I should have put the LR GINYU up front instead. That's more of a my bad kind of thing. Yeah, we'll just let all this go. I mean, this part won't really matter. We should still be fine. Because we are still getting basically just support from, or we'll have support from the physical GINYU next turn. So we'll see what we can do, because I do want to kind of get, you know, a couple attacks or a couple stacks in there. Now the only thing is obviously now we are past the entrance animation point, so you know, so obviously we've lost the well, let's see. Oh, the all allies getting 25% attack and defense for 3 turns for the character's entry turn. So we did lose that, unfortunately, but we do still have the 3 key, the 150% attack and defense, and the ability to launch an additional super for the rest of battle. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put you on. The problem is if I want to run what I want to do, it's going to be like almost impossible, because we're getting support from this GINYU. And we're getting 3 key and 30% attack and defense. So let's just get a full 24 key here. You know, we're still supporting the whole rotation. We're sitting at what, 408k defense? Not too bad, and that's obviously 6 out of 7 links active. And I guess let's just do this rotation. Let's just see where we're at. Don't forget, we do have 35% damage reduction right there. Yeah, we're sitting at about 11 million. So 11 million obviously is, you know, pretty good for a 55% unit with support, obviously. Yeah, so the thing is that I think, so with the 12 to 14 key, it can either be Goldo or Raccoon doing their supers. And then on the 15 to 17, it could either be Jace or Birder, actually, who are doing their supers. So it's, you know, it's kind of cool that they did that, but obviously there's a little bit of RNG that plays into it, and either you can get lucky and get what you wanted, or you can get very unlucky and just not have anything happen at all. Also, we might just be dead here, but it is whatever. Yeah. Type disadvantage and physical, you know, physical GINYUs. Yeah, whatever. All right, guys. So we're going to hop into the next event here. So I'm running essentially a hybrid, like, Terrifying Conquerors team. Essentially it's like Terrifying Conquerors and a little bit of special pose here and there. So we got AGL GINYU as our leader again, because we are just trying to keep the 200% on the INT GINYU. Now we don't have 5 special pose characters on here, and because we don't have the 5 special pose characters, our entrance animation did not activate. So we're not getting the extra 3 ki. We're not getting the extra 150% attack and defense. We're not going to launch the additional super attack for the rest of battle. And all allies did not get 25% attack and defense for 3 turns. So this is kind of like a bare bones version of now. So we're sitting at 217k defense. We got GINYU on rotation, and we are getting 30% support here from this GINYU. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. We're getting 59% support because we're getting 30% for extreme class, and then we're getting 29% for GINYU Force category allies. So we're getting 59% support here on GINYU himself. So let's do this. Let's grab these orbs right here. So we're going to get 17 ki. So we are still going to support the rest of the rotation at the very least, right? So we're going to support and give ourselves ki, or give ourselves attack and defense. And we are still getting damage. We were getting damage reduction. Wow, 3.7. And no additional. So yeah, we just, you know, we went from what, 8 million, I think our first rotation in the last run, we went from 8 million and 11 million to 3.7. So that's really, there's your big difference in between how this GINYU is going to perform, like with and without special pose category allies. And essentially just the fact that we don't have 5 special pose category allies. One, we're losing out on the entrance animation, and then 2, we're not getting the let's see, okay, so yeah, so we do guard all attacks, and all attacks are effective against all types when all allies attacking in the same turn are special pose category characters. So last turn we were all special pose category characters. Next turn, I believe, is not going to be all of that. So let's just go ahead and pop this real quick. Let's just get through this rotation really quickly, and then we'll go to our next rotation. So next rotation, we will not have full special. We won't have a full rotation of special pose. We have no entrance animation. We got nothing special going on. We're just going to get 1 rainbow orb because the 1 rainbow orb gives 25% attack and defense. 2 special pose category allies, which is just going to be to support GINYU. And then we're just going to get a non-int orb to get the extra 50% attack and defense. And that's all we are literally going to have. We're not going to have a guard up. We're not going to be effective against all types. And yeah, so, and then we're only getting, so we only have what, 3 special pose category allies on the team. So because of that, we're only getting what, 21% damage reduction before getting attacked. And we only have a 21% chance to crit instead of 35. Okay, so let's check us out here. So we're at 269k defense. We'll get this right here. See, we can't even get like a full 24 ki right now. That's how unfortunately bad it is over here. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, so yeah, we're not guarding. We can see it right there by the arrow. 3.4 million. Okay, so needless to say, you need to definitely run this unit on special pose. Like, you just pretty much have to. If you're not running GINYU on special pose, you are severely like handicapping yourself because you're missing out on so many stats. You know, we're not getting the extra 3 ki, the extra 150% attack and defense. We're not supporting the rest of the rotation. We're not getting the additional supers. You know, obviously if we don't have special pose on the attacking rotation, we don't have guard up, we don't have attack effective against all types up. Obviously, we're not going to get the full 35% damage reduction, the full 35% crit hit chance. And then obviously just getting orbs for non-special pose characters doesn't really matter because you're not going to support them anyway. So the only thing you can do is just get any type of other key sphere just to get yourself the extra 50% attack and defense. And that's pretty much it. So all in all, I would say that this GINYU, you know, he definitely needs to be on a special pose team. If you don't run him on special pose, he's just going to be butt. It's the best way to put it. But you put him on a special pose team, or if you actually just put him on GINYUs, like the GINYU Force team, this unit is going to perform very well. Now, we did obviously pull enough copies to rainbow him, so I will rainbow him. I'll get him to link level 10. We will rerun these events, you know, at his full capacity and see how well he performs then compared to how he is at 55%. So hopefully this video kind of helped you guys out. If it did, hit that like button. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.